So you can see these problems are starting to get a little bit longer, but we're going to still do the same steps. Step one, we're going to have to solve. Solving, pretend that this is just a plain equal sign, so you have a left and a right hand side. Your first step is simplifying. Always focus on just one side of the equation at a time. So we're going to focus on just the left hand side. Notice that we do have a set of parentheses, so we always have to get rid of parentheses first. So when you distribute, 2 times w and 2 times -1, so we're going to get 2w and a -2. Then you ask yourself, still focusing on just this left-hand side, do we have any like terms? Coefficient, variable, constant? No. Okay, so let's take a look on this side. We'll bring down the inequality symbol because we haven't touched that yet. Do you have a set of parentheses here? No. Do you have any like terms just on the right-hand side? Coefficient, variable, constant, no match. So just bring it down. So you're done simplifying. We try to simplify the left, and then we try to simplify the right. Next step, labeling. I don't care that there's variables on both sides. I don't care that there is a variable that's bigger on this side. What I want to do is label this side variable. And I know some of you are going to ask me, why? Let's just finish solving this out, and then I'll get into the reason why you want the variable on this side. Once we label this as variable, then you know what we can move. See this? Definitely can move it. So the opposite of a -2 is a +2. Needs to go to the constant sign. They cancel out. You know, a +7 and a +2, since they're the same labels, you can add who wins the tug of war, team 7, so +9. Notice this 5w is not a constant, so it needs to move as well. So the opposite of a positive would be a negative. Whatever we do to this side, we have to do to the left side. They cancel out. This and this. One's a positive, one's a negative. So here we're going to subtract. We're going to get 3w. And who wins the tug of war? 5 players do. So team negative. So now that I got my variables on the variable side, constant on the constant side, now I can get rid of the coefficient. But before I actually get rid of the coefficient, remember, a lot of people forget this one important step. Gotta look at the coefficient. Is it negative? If it's negative, switch the direction of the inequality symbol. So you gotta remember, we didn't do this for equations, but we're gonna do it here. For inequalities. Negative. Which means we have to switch this. Only in the divorcing step do I look at that. I don't care about any other steps, just in the divorcing step. Ask yourself, do you have a negative coefficient? If you do, switch. Then you're just going to divide both sides by a -3, the coefficient and its sign. These cancel out, so you're just left with w. And then 9 divided by -3 is -3. Remember, you need to write this in set builder. So you're almost there. You have half of it. You have this part. You just need the other squiggle, w, and the such that sign. Now it is considered solved. Graphing, just do a number line. Now when you draw a number line, do you always have to start with 0? No. You can sometimes start with the number here, as long as you know how to number the line. So if I put -3 here, you just got to remember, this is going to get what? Larger, positive infinity. This is going to get what on this side? Smaller. So here you're going to be working to get to a positive. So that makes sense that this would be a -2, -1, because it'd be 0, 1, 2 positive numbers. Going in this direction, you're going to get deeper into negative land. So -4, -5, -6, deeper into the negative land. So I didn't start with 0 here. You don't have to. And like I said, when you do Alex, they're going to automatically start it with the number that you have here anyway. Okay, got my other colored pen. Remember, find this number on the number line. So -3 is right here. Now normally we would do open circle or closed circle, but because of Alex, either parentheses or brackets. So notice it's underlined. So think of it as a hard line, like a bracket. Notice it's a greater than symbol. See how it's greater? See how it's pointing towards the positive? So we want to shade towards the positive. So I know I'm going to use brackets, but which bracket do I use? Remember, I want it to open up like a Cookie Monster, eat it, going in this direction. So I'm going to use this one because it's kind of like eating it in this direction. So at -3, I put a bracket like that. And because I want it greater, shade towards the positive. So it's not because the original problem was a less than, it's because when I solved it, I had to switch the inequality symbol, it became a greater than. So graphing is here. And now interval notation, the last part. Okay. On the graph, where we have in red, what's my largest value and what's my smallest? Positive infinity is the largest, -3 is the smallest. Or if you have to think about it, think of that you're always going to do left to right. Left, -3. Remember, this side will always be the greatest, or the farthest number to the right. Positive infinity. Do you need that plus symbol? No, because it will be understood as positive if you don't write it. At -3, what symbol did we use? What marker? We used a bracket. And then infinity side, no matter what, I don't care if this is bracket, I don't care if this is underlined, because this is an infinity, the infinity side will always get parentheses. So some problems you might have a bracket and a parentheses, others you might have 2 parentheses, it really depends on what's here. But for always the infinity side, you use parentheses. So this is interval notation.